Hello guys, welcome back to another video. If you are new, I am Zeph, and in this video I am going to be going through what is needed to get started in acrylic painting. I am also going to be going into further details about the different types of paints, brushes, and canvases so that you can decide what materials will be best for you. So let's get into it. Before we get started, every supply that I will be mentioning will be linked down in the description in case you want to go ahead and buy it for yourself. The supplies that you will need to get started are paint, brushes, canvases, a palette, some water, and something to clean such as a paper towel. A few things that are not necessary but they are nice to have sometimes are an easel, a palette knife, and a brush cleaner. I won't be going into any further details for these three supplies in this video. Now going into details, starting with the paint. Figuring out what paint you should buy can be really confusing because there's so many different types and so many different brands, so hopefully this will help you out a little bit. So there's four main types of acrylic paint. There's heavy body, soft body, fluid, and then there's ink. I won't be talking about ink because I don't have any experience with that medium. So starting with a heavy body paints have the highest viscosity, meaning they are the less fluid. The lower viscosity a paint has, the more fluid it is. These heavy body paints have a buttery consistency, and with these you can create some cool textures that you would not be able to make with the other paints. After heavy body paints, we have soft body. Soft body has a little bit of a lower viscosity than heavy body, but not as low as fluid paint. Soft body is right in the middle of heavy body and fluid. Lastly, there is fluid paint. These have the lowest viscosity out of the three paints I am talking about, and the consistency is kind of like heavy cream. These paints can be poured and dripped as well as used like normal paint. Paints also have different levels in terms of quality. There's professional grade paints, there's student grade, and then there's also those paints that are used for more crafts and things like that aren't as high quality. Examples of brands that make professional grade paint are Liquitex and Golden. Those are the two main ones. I would not recommend a beginner to buy any professional grade paint because of how expensive it can be. It can be up to $20 for a 2-ounce tube of paint. Student grade paint is what I would recommend to a beginner. Brands like Liquitex, Artist Loft, and the brand I currently use, Master's Touch, sell good quality paints for a good price, which is usually like $5 for a tube of 4 ounces. Crafts paint brands such as Appleberry and Craft Smart sell their paint for around $1 for a 2-ounce bottle of paint. These paints are good for those that don't take painting very seriously and are just having fun being creative. All you really need to start out are the primary colors, which are red, blue, and yellow, and then black and white. What I would recommend doing is buying a set that comes with all those colors, like this Liquitex one comes with red, yellow, blue, black, white, and then they include a green. And this set goes for around $27. Moving on to brushes, there are a lot of different style and sizes of brushes, and they mainly fall into two categories: round brushes and flat brushes. These are pretty self-explanatory. The round brushes are round and the flat brushes, well, they're flat. There's also a subcategory to flat brushes, and these are the angled brushes. Angled brushes are exactly like flat brushes, except when you look at the bristles, it is angled at the end. There are also other kinds of brushes, such as the filbert brush and the fan brush. Me personally, I do not use these very often, but they're there if you want to try them out. All these kinds of brushes come in different shapes and sizes, and it is important to have a good variety of brushes so that you can always have a brush for what you need in a painting. You can find good variety brush packs at any art supply store, and even places like Walmart. You can find a good pack for around $5 to $10. Now on to canvases. Canvases come in all different sizes and there's different styles. There's the regular canvas that most people use, there's canvas panels, there's wood canvases, and there's even paper canvases. Any of these style canvases can work, but you do have to be a little careful when it comes to purchasing paper canvases. You have to make sure the paper is specifically made for acrylic. Paper canvases that say acrylic or mixed media will work for the paint. Prices of canvases vary depending on size and the style, but you can find a good pack of regular canvases for around $20 to $30. Now onto palettes. The palette that I use is called the Stay Wet palette. This palette keeps my paint wet for days and even weeks at a time, and this helps when I do not finish a painting in one day, but this palette is not necessary. You can pretty much use anything as a palette, such as a plate, small containers, etc. But if you do want an actual palette, you can find cheap small ones at art supply stores, such as this one that I'm showing, for like $1 or $2. If you do want the palette that I use, the Stay Wet palette, you can find it on Amazon for around $11. So that is all you need to start painting. If we added up 27 for paints, 5 for brushes, 25 for some canvases, and 2 for a palette, you can start painting for less than $60. And I know for some that sounds like a lot, but these supplies can last you a long time, and you can sell some of your work to make some of the money back. There's just so many things you can do with just these supplies. That'll be it for this video. If you are wanting to get into painting, I hope this video helped you out, and if you enjoyed watching, please leave a like and subscribe. We've reached 100 subscribers and we are now on the road to 200. Please comment down below any thoughts on the video and any ideas for future videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.